Hey.
We are back in the studio. This feels so good.
That's right. It feels like it's been
stretching?
a year. I am stretching. Podcasting makes you stretch. Is it podcasting? Can I say that?
Yeah.
It is.
So we have a new setup here for those of you that are joining us via video. And we have our logo right here. So help us keep on track so we can stay focused. I think sometimes we kind of go off on little side tangents, but that's okay,
That's
right?
right. And sometimes we'll throw up cool little videos of like cats and stuff, like right there on the TV screen. Yeah.
So I'm just going to we need a red light, green light when you're allowed to talk. I'm just kidding.
And if you blow it, you start over.
So I assume you don't like cat videos? Are you one of those?
Well, it's just not on topic.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I think cat videos go for everything. I do. I'm into it.
Eli got some new gear. He has some auto editing or something.
Well, it's not auto. It just makes it so I can do it while we are recording.
You weren't supposed to call him out on that.
No. So what I meant by that was to say that we can just say, okay, we're going to go ahead and cut that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're not going to cut out cat videos, okay? For real. Hey,
Extra cat videos.
that's right. Is this one of those situations
So we're
where I
gonna
can say,
move on.
hey, Eli, can you find us a cat video? And
Yeah,
throw
we're
it
gonna
on the
move on.
screen?
We could.
We're definitely going to move on now.
Okay.
So we have so it's been a while since we recorded. I think it's been maybe over a month. And
That's right.
the last episode hasn't been released yet. So I know our listeners are just dying for more content. But
That's right.
It's coming, guys. It's coming. But it's been a busy summer. We have had officially, I think, 3 soft serve ice cream events.
Yep.
And let us just say that they are word of mouth, like private, like controlled environment events. I think it's important to say that because I think the last episode we were talking about the first event. It was this high influencer. I don't know why I said high. What is
Was
it?
she high?
She was
Hopefully she's not listening to this.
highly influential.
I don't know.
Okay.
I have my thoughts, but we can hold my thoughts to that. Let's keep going.
No. So what I was saying is that we were getting prepared for that. So we had just gotten the temporary machine, I guess you could say.
Yes.
And we had just put it together in our garage, and we were trying to figure out like how this is going to go. We've already committed to this. The party was only ice cream. Like it was an ice cream party. So that was a lot of pressure.
Right.
And so kind of talk about how we got through that event. Or let's just talk about the event.
Well, it was hot. Let's just say that. Well, I'm sorry. There's another like elephant in the room here. I got to say before, because my take on this whole thing, I learned about trades. I learned what trades were, and I learned like in the business world, like because that's what we're talking about here, right? We're talking about business. And so we're like, oh, this is great. They have a huge influence in this social media.
Yeah,
right.
Reach.
And they're just like, okay, but we want y'all to show up, but we're not going to pay you a thing. I'll post about you.
So this is a common thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And we're like, for our first thing, we're like, yeah, that sounds great. And so literally they have this huge party for this little kid, right? And it's a grand party. Like you really could, it's social media worthy for sure.
Yep.
It's set up for a good 100+ people to come through and kind of do your thing. And they had 20 people there.
Yeah,
and,
it was.
Yeah.
And we were there for 4 or 5 hours standing in the sun, and just so that like they can get the content they needed. And at the end of the day, it was like, all right, we posted about you. Have a good day. It's just like, what?
So,
this is business.
I think that yes, I think you're right, and that's how it was. Honestly, it was a little sad, I guess you could say, because all of this grand setup, for just like a really quiet party, and it just felt like what was portrayed on social media was not what the feel of the party was, the life of the party, right? And so I think, what that taught us is that it's such an illusion. There are so many illusions when it comes to, and this was our first, I guess you could say, toe in the water into this whole event world of like, vendors and just this amazing display of talent, but also how do you build a business on trades?
Well, it was so all right. The cool to that point. The cool part, meeting all the different vendors there.
Yeah.
Having connection with them, I think was the coolest thing to take away from that. But after that, then we start hitting up with like, hey, I'll trade with you. It's like,
So
we get to the point where like, where do we stop the trades? And so we did meet a vendor. We got a good friend of ours that's helping us.
And she's on one of our episodes that hasn't released yet, so we're gonna.
I'm thinking of another one. It's a he. Could be a she. I don't know.
Okay.
He's a he. I'm pretty sure. That he was just like, we have a policy where like we do no trades. Like there's just like it's very strict on our end. He's like, we've done that before. He's just like, yeah, there's a reach, but at the end of the day, I still have to pay my bills. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, it's not tangible.
Right.
It's like, unless they can guarantee me X, X, and X, like just because you have a huge reach that may or may not pan out for me. That goes into marketing and advertising and spending money into something, I guess, too. So
I think it also, like, going into a business and knowing that there's so many things you need to learn, you're willing, as a business owner, you're willing to sacrifice a lot for something in return, right? We're always, I feel like entrepreneurs are so filled with hope that, and such an optimist, and you have to be, because you'll die, right? I mean, your business will, but you're filled with so much optimism that you want whatever it is that's being offered to work out for you, right? And you expect it to be beneficial. But I think, but going back to your point, it's like, you cannot build a business on this trade. And once you are known for trading, people want to trade with you. And, our business is a little bit different because we were actually handing out hard product, I mean, it was ingredients, it was the machine, it was the setup, it was the labor, and it was a long party. The labor. It was a long party. But let's talk about the party really quick, because while we did feel like, okay, this is something that we might not want to continue to consider trades, we did learn a lot. And if we had been paid, it would have been immense pressure. On top of what we were already doing, right? Okay, so we accepted the trade because these people, these guys have 7 million followers, okay? That is a lot. Okay, this couple, So this family, is very has an incredible YouTube presence, whatever. And so we accepted the trade because of that. I don't think we would have accepted it any other way. That's a lot of people. We needed some exposure. So, but we have never worked with this equipment before. We have never done soft serve prior to this party with 7 million followers. Okay. And so we're arriving at this thing, and all these people had been working for hours, already in the morning. And we are like the scrappiest you have ever seen in your life. Okay.
Man, now you make me feel bad for even complaining. Like, now you're going to the other side of it. It's just like,
because that's the reality of it. Like, we can't just say, well, they just asked for trade and we were given a really good product, because that's not true. We did give a good product and we did present ourselves as professionals, but come on.
I know. Well, okay. So from the party, and then and then you get people with like 10 followers, and they're like, hey, I'll trade with you. Like, what are you going to trade with me?
Well, yeah. I mean, okay. But that's irrelevant. So yes, I see your point. I am 100% we're aligned there. But I think that we need to also like pull the curtain back a little bit on what it took for us to make it happen, right? Because you could see those videos on those accounts. I'll say it. It's Savannah LeBrant. There's no problem. We are collabed on a post or whatever. So go follow, and see the party.
Yeah, we have nothing wrong with Savannah.
No, of course. And so this is just from a business perspective. So anyway, they were very gracious to have us there. But I think it's important to kind of show this is the journey of what it looks like behind the scenes and what it takes. And it was scrappy. It was straight up nothing but scrappy. Okay, so let's talk about that. We pull up to this beautiful home in Brentwood, Forest Hills. And
you just want to go ahead and give them the address too? Well,
no.
We're already on it.
What's your social?
So
I think we have their credit card on file still.
So, they didn't pay, so we don't. But we pull up to this beautiful home, okay? And there are so many like official business business owners. They have their logo cars, or they have their work trucks and things that are being unloaded with all their equipment.
And we pull up U-Haul rented
U-Haul,
vans.
okay. But still, they look pretty professional.
Right.
And here we come, like the daggum circus. Like literally, we pull up in the Jeep and we unloaded our holiday Christmas bin. So Lightbox, our colors are black and yellow.
Black and yellow.
We unloaded so we could be like official colors.
Right.
We have those bins from Home Depot that are yellow lids, black bottom, and we just put all of our stuff in there. But we were still scrappy.
Yeah, and back home in our garage, just like all the holiday stuff still just laying on the ground. Santa's just laying there. It's sad.
It's sad.
Elf on the shelf.
We tried. Yeah, we revealed Elf on the Shelf. During that process. But so we pull up and we have to go through the yard to set up, and they have a cart there for us. And the other vendors really made us look really nice. I mean, they did the balloons, they did the signs, they did the umbrella, the cart, everything. So if you see the video, no credit goes to us whatsoever.
Again,
that
like
was
first
all
world problems over here. Like I'm feeling like I'm complaining, and you're making it sound great.
I'm sorry. It was great because it was a great opportunity that I know a lot of other businesses would have loved to be a part of, right? Like, but again, there's just the other side of it, and I think that's our responsibility is to share both sides and be transparent.
For sure.
So that's the point, and really kind of just being honest about it. But so we show up, and all we have to do is just plug in the ice cream machine, essentially. And so we do that. They asked us to not use the generator unless we had to. So because it's loud and whatever. So we plug in. Well, first of all, we put the machine. It weighs 180 pounds. On the way to the party, we're like, we're not going to be able to carry this around the house.
Right.
So we stop at Walmart to try to get a dolly.
Yep.
No dollies. We go to Tractor Supply. And we are like, okay, we'll just get this little thing on wheels and we'll put the thing on wheels.
So yeah, we got a furniture dolly, like the little flat thing.
Yep.
That you just stick like a big old entertainment
Dresser.
center.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
It doesn't have any kind of like handles or anything on it.
Wheels.
It's just a really small, tiny wheels at the bottom. Yeah.
So we put the machine on that and we're going through the grass.
They're luscious, thick, beautiful
Perfect
grass.
Bermuda.
It's not made for tiny wheels.
And there are cameras. You can see cameras around the house.
No.
And we're sitting there like almost cussing at each other. Like, because it was.
Yeah, that's not easy to push around.
It's like, you pull back while I push forward. And then it's like, oh, we're going to a hill. Now you push up while I push down. Like it's like trying to balance.
It was so humiliating. So we finally get to our spot and we put the machine, again, it's very heavy. So we put it on the cart. Okay. It fits on the cart. And then the planner comes over and she's like, I'm so sorry, but it does not look cute.
Oh my God.
And like, total respect because the cart was so adorable and they did all this stuff to it, but then we put this huge hunk of metal on it, and it looks terrible. So we said, okay, so we brought this my parents were cleaning out their storage unit, gave us this camping like pop-up table. And
it's plastic
for
as plastic
whatever
could be.
reason we brought it and we're like, do you think it's going to hold this machine?
Oh my
and we're
word.
like, we're going to try.
One way to find out.
So, so we had to put it in the shade because the sun was starting to, beam down, and we knew that was going to affect the machine. So we put this like prayer every second of the day. I'm texting my friends. I'm like, please pray for us right now. Because we're putting this machine on this table that looks like it's about to buckle the whole time. And we know the party has to go for 4 hours. I mean, it was just.
But instead of buckling,
not to draw
it's
this out, but I really
sinking into the ground because of the weight.
I love that.
Totally. We'll post some pictures. I think, I don't know if that's important, but it was so scrappy. And I cut my finger so bad. Okay. This machine we bought, it's so ghetto. That's the only word. I mean, it's a cheap machine. It's not what's going to be in our truck. But it was just, we had to buy something.
Right.
And then, we had never worked with the soft serve machine before. So we didn't want to spend a lot of money on a trial thing. So anyway, there's like shards of metal sticking out. I cut my finger so bad. Anyway, so we get set up. We plug in the machine to the house.
Yep.
All the bounce houses to flip.
Now, I warned him. I said, hey, if I plug that in, I need to be on my own circuit.
Right.
It's gonna draw some power.
Right.
Like I already knew this.
Right.
We already had our test. And sure enough, we're beside the prettiest pink little
bounce house,
house.
like water slide.
Yeah.
Covered in balloon cascade, whatever. Yeah, well, we took that thing down.
Nice.
And she was so sweet. She was not stressed at all, but they asked us to be ready for the party to start at a certain time, and we were like 5 minutes away. I mean, honestly, it was really getting close, and we could not figure out how to get this bounce house back up.
Oh man!
So we plugged into the generator, and the machine started going. And then finally, Jason went through their house, basement, all this stuff, try to find like one of the circuit things.
No, that's not how it went at all. No, I was so focused on my machine, I wasn't worried about her inflatable. I mean, I'm sorry. That's just how, I mean, it's a
It's legit.
sweet little lady. She was pregnant too. She was on the sun.
Precious,
She was on the phone calling her husband. She's like, this is something we did. And like, but the party and the party planners and the people of the house, they really weren't trying to help. I just felt like, and so she was sitting there kind of stressing in the corner. I couldn't worry about her. I had to get my machine going because at the end of the day, I mean, this is an ice cream party, right? And so I get the machine rolling, and I mean, I'm kind of sitting back, wiping sweat off my face, cooling down with some water, and I still see they're freaking out about the thing
I was
beside us.
stressing about it. I was going into their garage, looking at their outlets, trying to find the stuff, circuit breaker. She was plugged in. We were, so it just... It wasn't a good look for our business. Like, yeah, we got ours up, and sorry about yours.
In and wreck everything.
But I knew it was a very simple problem because you just tripped the circuit. That's all there is. All you got to do is untrip it. I mean, I just knew it was that simple. And I knew there's other people there that has like other professional knowledge, and they can fix that. I'm just a kind of a simple guy. I mean, but they couldn't figure it out. I went to the first circuit board, and I'm like, hey, it's right there. And I just flipped the switch just like anybody would.
Yep.
And boom, it blew right on up. So it's just like, come on, guys.
and an applause erupted. Everybody was like, yeah, Jason's a hero, whatever. Anyway, so not to draw it out, but this
went right to his head.
It was like he needed it.
Inflated like another inflatable.
But there was an amazing display of talent. And I think that was eye-opening for us because, I mean, we just have ice cream, right? Like there's these people who's worked on these ice cream cone macaroons and cookies and just the creativity. It was just impeccable. It was impeccable.
That's cool.
So it was really awesome to be in, collaboration with all of those folks. But also, so we get the machine going and we pull a couple and they are beautiful. Like the ice cream is beautiful. We had like fun flavors or whatever, colors. The swirls were beautiful, very photogenic, right?
Very swirly.
What flavors did you guys go with? Because I remember there was some.
We did frosted milk, which was like vanilla, and then we did pink clouds, I think is what we said, or sweet sundae. Oh, that's what it was. It was sweet sundae. It was like cereal milk.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I mean, and one was a dairy based, and one was a non-dairy based.
Okay.
Oh, dairy. I thought you said berry. Yes, dairy and non-dairy. So it
That's
was,
cool.
once we got the setup, it was like, okay, we can rest a little bit, right? And then the machine cuts off. It trips. The generator trips. The thing goes off. And of course, like we've got people kind of trickling in. There was never like a line, to have ice cream, which praise the Lord.
Right.
Because it would just have been a disaster.
Yeah.
So the machine trips. Jason's like cool, just real cool. And he calls his friend, Jamin. I'm going to shout out Jamin because he's our like technical
I kept resetting
electronic
the
friend.
machine, which was fine. So it kept working. I mean, I resetting the generator, but I did call my guy and he's like, hey, what kind of cord do you got? Like I got an extension cord and probably could wrap around this house 6 times. He's like, well, that's your problem. You need a shorter cord, you need a bit more power.
Yeah.
Go to the Ace Hardware, get one really quick, come back with the thickest cord I could get, look really cool.
So he leaves.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you hear that? He leaves the party and leaves me with just the machine by itself. I have never seen
I gave her
machine.
instructions on how to reset the generator.
Okay, but it's like, come on. Oh my word. So I was able to hold it down for, I guess, 15 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever. But
there was 20 people there. So what, one came up while I was gone?
it wasn't exactly. So the service aspect of it really worked in our favor. That attendee number really worked in our favor, right?
Right.
So it was actually it was wonderful. I mean, it truly, truly was a success. Again, if they had paid us and we knocked down the bounce houses and then we had our generator trip and then we, like, come on, that's not a good look, right? So we really needed this, and it was a divine blessing. So I'm just better than you, Jason.
Okay. So we'll finish that story because that kind of went on. That was wait.
I did. I know. I drew it out.
But we had some product left, right? And so we just like, hey, let's put this machine to the test. So I load it in the back of the Jeep. We invite everybody from our life group at our church.
No, 1 second. After the party, though, we were just down the street from our business partners.
Yeah.
So we're like, why don't we they're having a pool party.
Oh, there you go.
So we put it in the back of the Jeep and we set it up at their house and we pulled ice cream and they were just like, oh, this is amazing.
That's awesome.
You know, it was great. So then we had the idea, okay, beep, beep, the ice cream Jeep. So we need to.
So Hannah invites everybody she knows from her phone. She's like, hey, come to the parking lot at our church.
That's not true because Eli didn't get an invite.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay.
He did. You did.
Guys.
You got one.
Yes, you did. It was at our church. I think I sent it to Liz.
Maybe. Okay. Well, that's where
either
you
way,
went
come
wrong.
on.
No.
Anyways,
Let's move on with the story.
But it was our life group. Okay.
Yeah.
So we invite our life group to the church. And because we were like, okay, we have another event that we were asked. Okay. So from the first event, we had gotten all these requests for trades.
Yep.
One came in that I just adore. I just love this lady. I think she's amazing. She's like a blogger or whatever. I follow her. Her content is really, really wholesome. And I liked her a lot. So she asked if we would be open to a trade, but she would do like a partial. And I wanted to commit really badly, but I knew something told me I can't yet because it was 70 people. That was the thing.
Oh, yeah.
It was like 70 people. I'm like, man, I just don't know if we could pull that off with this machine. So we said, why don't we try to put this machine to the test? And then, so we have this thing at the church. Complete disaster.
Oh, no.
Complete.
I mean, the exact same setup, exact same product, exact same everything.
Yep.
I turned that machine on and all of a sudden, like, so the way soft serve machines work, because you have two different barrels that freeze the product, right?
Yep.
In most machines, you can control each barrel's temperature or speed, which makes a big difference on how thick your base is,
right?
On how thick your material is, right? So like a dairy material is was a little thicker than the non-dairy, and so you need them to kind of like operate as separate machines, essentially into one. Well, this machine only operates one way,
right?
And no matter what bases you put in there, this was great for us. It was a
learning,
learning lesson. But we get that machine turned on. I'm like, all right, let's go. So people start lining up.
Oh no!
I'll pull 3. After 3, machine locks up. It's just like, and so like it just won't work. And it's just like, wait, this is the same set we just had. What's going on? And so I had to let the machine thaw out. And what was happening was the dairy base was really just kept getting overturned because the machine was like, well, the right side, the non-dairy base needs to be thickened.
Right.
And so it's still constantly trying to thicken that one side while it's over thickening the other, which is locking down the machine, which gives me 3 at a time, wait 10 minutes, 3 at a time. And I have a line of like 30 people.
Take a bit.
So God really was like on our side. Like he really, really was just helped us out with the first event that we did.
Because we never did consecutive pulls on the first party because it was just one person dripping through, right?
And probably too because it was like kept shutting down. It was like thawing itself.
Correct.
Right.
Yes. So there was a
so
lot
hot
of things.
outside.
Yeah.
It probably just was like
Forget it.
So the factors into play, but we learned a lot through our few, and we learned too. Hey, from a business standpoint, like trades are fun. Doing these little carts are fun. Using this machine is fun.
Right.
But our business model is not this.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Our business model is a truck. Our business model is what we're deciding with, and we have a limited amount of resources as far as time, money, all the things that go into it. And so, like, we can either keep chasing rabbits and just saying yes to all these other things, but we're pulling away from our original plan.
That's right.
And what's going to happen is when we get to ready to to cash flow this or to do certain things on our real plan. We spent that money on the trade, or we spent that money trying to build a cart. Like we were looking at carts online, like let's get a cart, we can use it, but it was going to be more money spent going towards the bit. Again,
it just
I agree with saying yes. I agree with saying yes to a lot of things, but we also have to stay focused and know who we are and who we are not. And we are not a white labeled cart haul around through your Bermuda grass $180 or 180-pound machine kind of
Right.
business.
Yeah.
So
And so exactly. So we've learned, okay, trades are great, but also this is in the business model, you know. However, so we learned, okay, so I had to say no to the lady, sadly, after we did the church thing, because I'm like, I just can't commit. That would be a disaster. But then our business partners were having an event at their house, and naturally want ice cream to be a part of anything that they do, right? The event wasn't exactly like a fit for ice cream, but any opportunity that we get that we can just, you know, be a part of, we want to take that opportunity.
It was a manly event, right? And so I felt good about this. I did a little jalapeno.
Nice.
Soft
And
serve.
peach, yeah.
And it was, oh man, it was fire. It was good. It was really
very good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it was good, but they put us in the so they wanted us to be under the tent with some of these other Nashville like local brands, you know, Daddy's Dogs and some of these other like food vendors under this big tent. And they wanted the ice cream naturally to be there too, and they wanted Lightbox to be, you know, exposure and all this stuff. And once we did the ice cream event at church, and then we started doing some stuff at home, we just were like, we can't do this. We have to be honest about what we have to work with. So Jason calls him and was just like, guys, I think we're going to have to not be a part of the event. And they said, well, how can we still have ice cream but not, you know, put too much pressure on you? So we worked out that we would be in the garage. We'd be kind of hidden. It wouldn't be like a light box thing. It would just be like, hey, we got ice cream. We're working on this ice cream thing. It's coming, that kind of thing. So that really worked out. We were able to do it from the garage and kind of pass out samples. And we just did little cups. And again, it was a beer focused event.
Yeah.
So people weren't really excited to be, you know, doing ice cream. But I mean, there were some great you know, people there that really enjoyed it, and it really showed some versatility for us. And I think our partners got really excited about it. But so from there, we had that event to our most recent event, which is a couple days ago. It was a birthday party for our business partners again.
Yeah.
So we're being very selective on what we do.
Right.
But how do you say no, right? So we go, okay. So I just want to, I'm not going to draw it out, but I just want to be like, this is what happened.
Oh, it was,
Okay. So we had told Eli about this party, and he was like, I want to come and take videos. I want to, and like, that would have been so amazing. So we go out of town. We didn't know.
So why didn't you come?
Well,
She called me off.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Because of the product. Hello?
I'm just a peon over here.
Whatever. You don't answer text messages. That's why you don't read them. So,
To be fair, I didn't answer yours either on Sunday.
no need to. We spontaneously decided to go out of town for the 4th.
Yep.
And but we had already bought all of the ingredients for this birthday party.
Yep.
And it was non-dairy was the preference. We had the flavors. We had all the things. We go out of town, and on the way back from our trip, I had a dream. I'm not like trying to say I'm like any kind of prophetic thing, but I had a dream that something happened to the refrigerator outside.
Oh man.
And I woke up and I'm like, that was weird. So of course, naturally, once we get home after 16 hours in the car with 3 kids,
Sounds
what
like
a nightmare. I checked the refrigerator. That was the first thing I did. Mm-hmm. Sure enough, it was off.
Oh.
It was hot, and the power trip while we were gone, something.
Oh yeah, that's right. The power did go out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Product wasted.
The product was gone.
And the next day was the party.
The next day was party.
At 11 a.m.
Well, no. We got back Friday. The party was on Sunday.
Oh,
Okay.
we
So
had 24 hours to figure it out.
To figure it out. And we had already, like, from the party before, basically called with our tail between our legs saying, guys, sorry, we can't do it. And they were like, well, how can we make it work?
Right.
And so they accommodated us to be in the garage and, like, do all of our stuff there. And then what? We're gonna call out on the party again? You know?
Right.
Like, that's not going to work. So
The product we needed had to get shipped to us. You know,
it's
You
very
can't
specific.
just like go to Whole Foods and buy
no,
some.
there's a certain amount of oat milk that we use.
Yeah.
That anyways, it's another story, but because we're still in product search.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that certain product, I couldn't just go to the store.
Right, right.
Okay, and I could try to replicate it, but then I'm going to be wasting a lot more money and
Well,
time
and then
trying to
also
replicate it.
keep in mind.
But the machine was still at their
Correct.
house, so I couldn't try it out.
Oh, yeah.
So like, it was
You
it
gotta
was
sneak
a little
over there in the middle of the night.
Yeah. So
Right.
there was I mean, they would let me over, but it's like it was going to be a lot. So I was like, but
But he was also doing the food for the party.
Okay.
oh, yeah. So a
So
lot
he
of
was-
Hannah had to handle. So I was just like, well, this is a surefire way. Let's do it. Let's do it from a traditional dairy style.
Yeah.
Because that we know this works. It's
Right.
the same similar recipe as we did for all that we done to this point.
Yep.
And I can get that from the store. So let's
Right.
do that, and we did, and success.
Well, it was
Success.
Okay, it was a success. However, you won't find any of those pictures from that party on the Lightbox Instagram account,
Right.
Because the flavor was a fairy tale themed, and so we did a berry tale
Nice.
soft serve. And
Blueberry,
it was blueberry,
strawberry.
strawberry. The colors were very vibrant, naturally flavored. We used like beet powder to make it pink, and
That's cool.
Hey.
Splorina, whatever. Okay. Anyways,
Top secret.
Yeah.
Bleep that
It's my
out.
chef stuff. Stop.
so we delivered on like the vibrancy and like the eye catching, but just being in the soft serve like world, it was a soft product. Like it just fell, it didn't curl beautifully. It just was not worthy of the photo.
Right. It's not what you want to put forward.
No, it
Yeah.
just wasn't. So anyway, and honestly, I went back to my ice cream school book, and I was looking at because we were like, we got to find a recipe for this, thing. And so I was looking at the pictures for soft serve, and one was like a beautiful curl, and the other one that was like bad product was exactly looks like
Nice.
some of the pictures from Sunday.
Yeah.
So it's all about the firmness and how it sets up and stuff like that. So there's a lot of science behind it. But anyway, we pulled it off.
Yeah.
But man, it is like a scrappy town right now.
Right.
I mean, I'm ready for this truck. I know that our scrappy days aren't behind us.
Right.
But I know that I'm ready to be comfortable in what we have to offer.
Yeah, but I feel comfortable in the current situation because I expect this, and this is what this journey is, right?
That's true.
We didn't go buy into another soft serve company or a franchise,
Right.
to do it exactly, the way they're doing it. We're doing it the way that we want to do it, and we're building it as we go.
Yeah.
And so, like, this is just part of that journey, and just like having a kid, you never have it the right time,
Yeah.
and you never know exactly what you're going to do and when you're going to do it. So just jumping in and kind of going with it, and then making the decisions as you go. I think that's where we're at.
Yeah.
So I love that you brought that up, because in a couple of episodes past, I
You're gonna have a kid?
I kind of aligned building a business with potty training. And I know that you don't like this example,
Yeah,
but
sexual
it
and
is so,
diapers? Come on.
So the stage that I feel like we are, okay, in this business is that, okay, we've kind of conquered a little piece of independence. Okay, the idea is there. Potty training is like is understood. Business development and product development, all that brand development is all understood. Okay, it stands on its own. We're almost to the stage where like you can leave the house without a diaper bag.
Yep.
But don't, like, it's still packed and it's still ready for you because you still have accidents and you still have things to deal with. But I feel like we're almost to that stage where like, okay, we might not need a diaper bag. Going out on this little trip to the store. Okay.
I guess a few moms out there can relate. I mean,
Whatever.
like, where's the diaper bag? I don't know.
No, I think that, but we have, seen this really kind of unfold in different ways. And over the course of this podcast, we've been able to literally start from the beginning of this is just an idea,
Right.
with a name. And to now we're talking about these events that we're having that are disasters but it doesn't ruin our business. You know, we are moving forward. We have checkpoints and growth. And we're leveling up, you know, and even like our podcast studio has leveled up since the beginning. Look at this.
Roll the cat videos.
Literally stop with that. It's the most random. And
Cat videos are random, but
stop it.
everyone
Just,
loves them.
Like literally stop.
I think the funny part of that is that that was like pre-roll that we were talking about that. So it's going to be so random. And
Can we please cut it out? I'm trying to maintain a brand
we weren't talking about it online?
What's that?
We weren't talking
I
about
don't
it.
think, were we? I don't know.
Were we
might have
rolling?
been.
I hope we weren't. Goodness gracious.
Well, we were rolling. I just don't know that we actually started. But
Yeah.
anyway.
Look at me.
Well, so anyway, I mean,
Yeah.
it's really exciting to kind of see how far we've come. We know what the path forward looks like, and we've learned a lot. I think, and also, actually, at the party on Sunday, I was talking to a guy who does business and franchises and stuff, and he was just like, "It really is about the scalability."
Yeah.
You don't want to be locked into one specific kind of business for the rest of your life. That is suffocating.
Yep.
So what can you attach yourself to that is versatile enough that can be, you know, turned into different ideas or different, you know,
Yeah.
iterations, but also still does something that you're passionate about.
Right.
And I really honestly can say that this checks those boxes.
Yeah.
Rolling the machine through grass on a furniture dolly is not scalable.
It's a great memory, though.
Yeah, it is, but it's not something we can do. Like
Yeah.
we got 10 people rolling machines right now.
We need to hire some more machine rollers.
Yeah, like that's not scalable.
No, we're gonna be like, you know, job. We're increasing job opportunity.
That's right.
Whatever
Helping
you
the
say.
community. One soft serve.
No, we got the call. We got junk just to move it. Hey, pick it that right there. We're
It's
gonna
not
point.
junk.
It's not junk, but I still want you to do what you're going to do. Pick it up, move it to this spot.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that definitely is not scalable. But a truck, yes, you know.
Yeah.
Drive
Yeah.
or just meet me there. The truck
Right.
will be there waiting on you.
Yeah.
Right,
Boom.
right. Yeah.
Machine's loaded, ready to go. Turn it on, go.
We are closing in on ice cream season, which is,
Sad.
I mean, I guess Tennessee, right? Like, you know, there's ice cream places open year round.
Yeah.
But so, you know, that's going to be another challenge.
Right.
It is a seasonal business.
So, but what we're going to do is once the ice cream, and it gets cold outside, we're going to have soup coming out the machine. Like,
Soup serve.
Yeah, soup serve. So just hire us for your next event.
Yeah,
You know? We'll just
that's
come up and show out.
Nobody.
Roll the cart across the grass.
bisque
Literally
or
nobody
the
wants
leek
soup.
and potato.
Nobody
Yeah,
wants
I like
soup.
it.
Oh,
That
you
is
want the
worst.
chunky clam?
Yeah.
I got it.
Chunky clam.
That is the worst.
I love it.
Oh, okay. So there is the Lightbox business update.
I like it.
Do we have a business update that we want to share, Eli? Or?
Yeah. Well, I'll kind of reference it, but I want to go back to what we were just talking about, and like scalability and all that. So I've kind of been meeting with a guy that could potentially really help out the podcast parlor and 10 Bears production and all that. But
Yeah.
we were sitting down. We had a great meeting. He's a really encouraging guy, and he'd be a great guest actually on this. But he's been described as like a serial entrepreneur.
I love
so-
it. Yes.
But he was kind of talking to me. He's like, well, so what's your plan like long term? Like, is 10 Bears in the podcast, is like that your thing? Or it's like, he's like, how do you want to grow it? Do you want to grow it to sell it someday? And it was really challenging. And so like what he was kind of saying is like, don't think of yourself as this is your business. Like your video production business. Think about yourself as a portfolio owner. And you have 10 Bears production, you have the podcast parlor. Maybe you want to buy a car wash someday. And like, so I was like, man, that's a different way of thinking about scalability.
Right.
Of
Yeah.
like, but anyway, that's not really.
A car
Well-
wash someday.
Well, he's just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
But,
I was like, hey, you want to come
Jason's
record
so
a video
literal
and wash your
sometimes.
car?
Okay.
hey, you could, you know.
But
Hey,
but
there is
exactly.
barbecue and massages.
Barbecue
I
and
knew
foot
we were going to go back there.
massages. Yeah. Speaking of, this is so off topic now. Speaking of businesses that
love
do
off topic.
things, so I have some clients in here that DoorDash daylight donut sushi here, and it was
Really?
awesome.
You did?
Wait.
Yeah.
Did they do that on their own? Did you
Yeah,
ask them
no,
to?
they did it. They're like, "Hey, I want to get some sushi," and so they're like, "Daylight donuts," and they went for it.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Did it come in the donut box?
No,
That would have been so dope.
That would have been
That
very
would have
cool.
been funny. Yeah.
Yeah, but
How random.
Yeah.
We really got to reach out to those guys. Maybe we can have a chat.
I went. So we got sushi. Like they DoorDashed it, and then the next night I went there for dinner, and it was great.
Was
So,
it?
Did you have a donut for dessert?
No,
Oh.
I got some bubble tea though.
Some bubble tea.
This place is blowing my mind. It's just like a food mall in one little building.
It's pretty awesome. And the guys that work, like, so I think they're Korean that owns it, I think. But then the guys that work there are like probably 16 or 17.
Okay.
And they're just joking around the whole time.
That is so great. We got to go, babe. We got to check it out.
You really do.
Yeah, that's so funny. Well, you know what? I think that now that we kind of have ourselves together a little bit in terms of like business, business. I can't get my words out right now, but I'm polished, a professional.
Professional.
Okay. Hey, red light. Just
Like,
cut you off right
shut
there.
it down.
Yeah, we've got it situated too. I mean, we're gonna have soft serve and soup. So I mean,
Same time.
That's right.
One half
Soft serve
soup.
Mhm. When we get those advanced machines where I can do
That's
hot
right.
and
You can
cold,
do hot
right?
and cold, then mix them, the swirl.
It could be like a soft serve soup float.
Yeah.
That sounds so gross. So,
I
anyways,
love it.
no, I do feel more confident, I guess, approaching them, being like, hey, we're a business, we're small, we're growing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we've been like that the whole time, but we know exactly who we are, what we have to offer, what's coming. We do have a truck coming, whatever. So, I do think that, like, maybe we have a little bit more credibility than, hey, guys, we think your business idea is like way out there.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, when we first started this, we didn't even have a business.
Yeah.
We had
Right.
an idea.
Like, who are
and we
you
were
to
going
be
to start and
talking
like
about
make
me?
fun of their business
Right.
with our idea over here. And they're going to be like, yeah, you just wait.
Yeah.
You're going to be hauling machines through grass.
Yeah.
Totally. So, I would
Jeep.
love to. I mean, that was clever. Come on.
What? No, Missy Elliott did it first.
Beep, beep, the ice cream Jeep?
Beep, beep. Who got the keys to the Jeep? Vroom.
Oh, man.
Hey, drop the.
He
drop the
literally
Miss-
just
drop
came
the,
out
Should I
with
pull
some
that up?
Missy Elliott.
Do the video.
I cannot.
Do the video.
Flip it down and reverse it.
Oh,
That's
is
the one.
that,
Is
yeah.
that the same song?
No.
Okay. Well, anyways, this conversation has taken a turn. It's so fun.
I like it.
So you talked about the
Yeah.
scalability and then
So were you asking about the progress?
if you want to,
Yeah.
just like things have developed over this,
Yeah.
the course of
Hey,
this
if he doesn't want
podcast.
to,
You know,
I can share about it.
Yeah, no.
It's nothing crazy. So essentially, I met a guy from church who his company. I don't even know what they do, to be honest. They have
Okay.
like several companies.
One of those.
and he's like the president of 3 of them. And so
Amazing.
But they are opening like a kind of it's like WeWork on steroids.
Love it.
In Franklin, and it's like he gave me a tour, and it's really nice.
Okay.
Like, it's gorgeous. But essentially, they need someone to come in and run their like content studio /
Love it.
podcast studio. So that could be the new home for the parlor.
That is so exciting. And I know that like sharing private stuff is hard and it like opens us up to be way more vulnerable.
Right.
But the whole point and not to pressure you
No, you're
into
good.
like,
You're good.
you know, but again, the whole point of this podcast was to encourage other people
Yeah.
who have like just a little bit of
Yep.
an idea or a little bit of an opportunity. Like God puts these little things and really the responsibility is on us,
Yeah.
you know, to take the next step and to trust. And
Yep.
so I love that you're open to sharing that because
Yeah.
this can't just be Hannah and Jason, you know, because God's doing a mighty work in all of us.
100%.
And then, you know, just us encouraging each other is really important too. I think that we don't encourage people enough. I feel like, well, I say that. Okay. I do feel like some, you know, there's not a lot of encouragement sometimes, but in this world of like, parties and events and vendors and other people having small businesses and stuff, like they are rallying together and wanting to help other businesses grow, even if they are almost direct competitors.
It's a fun fraternity. Like, I mean, it's
Yeah.
hospitality, small business.
Right.
world.
Yeah. And I think that we all kind of get it as small business owners, like the sacrifices that we've had to make in order to like see this come to life. Again, going back to what we said in the beginning, like we just have this, I guess like hopeless or hopeful and almost dangerous optimism.
right.
You know,
Yeah.
where we're just like, it's going to work and
Yeah.
I'll take the risks all along the way, you
Right.
know?
Right.
Because this is what's meant for me and God is blessing it, obviously, with new opportunities and stuff. So,
Yeah. Yep.
So fun.
Yeah.
Well, there's your spoonful for today.
All right. So we're
Where'd
gonna
you
wrap,
find this
right?
guy?
Yeah, seriously. Can I take him back? Send him back?
Oh, is your mic falling over on you? It looks like it's
Me? Yes.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
trying to
all
like, I'm following it. It's okay, guys.
That's all right. We're
I can roll
laying
with
on the
it.
table with the microphone.
We probably should cut now. All right. Thank
So
you for
good.
listening. Stay full. Fed. What do you say?
I don't.
Hungry. Stay
Have a
hungry.
Stay
great
hungry.
day.
No, don't start with that. Oh,